Nata.
Progress. Knowledge is power.
Ndewon. My name is Charles Nkata, and I am the team lead for the group that came from BAZE University. We are law faculty students, and two of us are not around, but they will be back here in another 10-15 minutes. But Zainab is one of our members. Fatima is also one of our members. The people that are out, one is Eradiri and the other one is Njideka. And we are the BAZE Faculty of Law Clinic Group. What we have come to, what I have been bothering him about, because it's only today.
Please silence your phone, please.
It's only today that I met him, but I have been talking with him on the phone. There's another person I have been talking with on the phone, Obonna.
It's not here.
So I haven't met them on the phone, but I have been talking to you to them on the phone. And why I wanted to talk to you on the come and meet you is because, as part of our training program as lawyers, there is what we call the street law. And street law is looking at the different segments of the society, and we take an aspect of law and how it affects them, then we'll come to teach them for their own benefit and for our own benefit. Because what you could ordinarily have gone to pay a lawyer, it is what we call pro bono services. We come and teach you so that our lecturer was here, but she has gone because they are under pressure, because we're about to start exam. And the essence of what we are doing, they want to know that we are able to teach people what it is that they have taught us. So it is part of the fulfillment of the program to pass one course that is called Social Justice and Public Interest Law. So what we are coming to talk to you about today is what is in the interest of the public. And what is in the interest of the public has to do with VAT, value added tax, and how it affects segments of businesses. So because it's a small project that we are doing, we chose APO Mechanics Village members. We owe you an apology because you had assembled before, but it was necessary that the people who own and manage those laws be around with us. That is FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. The day you assembled, for which I take responsibility and I apologize for it, we could not, they are very busy people, we didn't give them enough notice, and because of the traffic between where we were coming from and here, so we now spoke and requested for postponement for today, which is the reason why we are here. So on my right are the representatives of Federal Inland Revenue Service. They own the laws, they manage the tax, they know what we are coming to teach you. We are also learning from them. So he and Madam are from FIRS. And please, Madam, greet them.
Good morning, everyone. What's the slogan again?
Nata.
Yes, I'm Jopulusi from FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. My colleague here, Mr. Buba Aliyu.
Thank you. Nice
Buba Aliyu.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Our visitors. I don't know them too well, but I know they are coming from different establishments in Nigeria. And once, with due respect for them, to first of all introduce themselves to us because they came to our place, while I will do some few introductions.
Progress. Knowledge is power.
Ndewon. My name is Charles Nkata, and I am the team lead for the group that came from BAZE University. We are law faculty students, and two of us are not around, but they will be back here in another 10-15 minutes. But Zainab is one of our members. Fatima is also one of our members. The people that are out, one is Eradiri and the other one is Njideka. And we are the BAZE Faculty of Law Clinic Group. What we have come to, what I have been bothering him about, because it's only today.
Please silence your phone, please.
It's only today that I met him, but I have been talking with him on the phone. There's another person I have been talking with on the phone, Obonna.
It's not here.
So I haven't met them on the phone, but I have been talking to you to them on the phone. And why I wanted to talk to you on the come and meet you is because, as part of our training program as lawyers, there is what we call the street law. And street law is looking at the different segments of the society, and we take an aspect of law and how it affects them, then we'll come to teach them for their own benefit and for our own benefit. Because what you could ordinarily have gone to pay a lawyer, it is what we call pro bono services. We come and teach you so that our lecturer was here, but she has gone because they are under pressure, because we're about to start exam. And the essence of what we are doing, they want to know that we are able to teach people what it is that they have taught us. So it is part of the fulfillment of the program to pass one course that is called Social Justice and Public Interest Law. So what we are coming to talk to you about today is what is in the interest of the public. And what is in the interest of the public has to do with VAT, value added tax, and how it affects segments of businesses. So because it's a small project that we are doing, we chose APO Mechanics Village members. We owe you an apology because you had assembled before, but it was necessary that the people who own and manage those laws be around with us. That is FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. The day you assembled, for which I take responsibility and I apologize for it, we could not, they are very busy people, we didn't give them enough notice, and because of the traffic between where we were coming from and here, so we now spoke and requested for postponement for today, which is the reason why we are here. So on my right are the representatives of Federal Inland Revenue Service. They own the laws, they manage the tax, they know what we are coming to teach you. We are also learning from them. So he and Madam are from FIRS. And please, Madam, greet them.
Good morning, everyone. What's the slogan again?
Nata.
Progress.
Yes, I'm Jopulusi from FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. My colleague here, Mr. Buba Aliyu.
Thank you. Nice
Buba Aliyu.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Progress.
Knowledge is power.
With due respect to everybody who is seated here, we, the Nigerian Automobile Technicians Association, APO branch. In APO, we have 10 units of, of this our association. Reason is for us to be able to get to everybody. But one person may possibly not be able to carry everybody along. And then for that, we have 10 units chairmen in different units. And permit me to recognize them before our people and before you. And the first person I must recognize is Mr. Comrade Chinedu Okereke, the unit chairman of Kabusa Junction. Chinedu, you're welcome. The one on his right is Chief Gio Okonkwo. He's the chairman of Arab unit. And Oko Utom is the chairman of Taya Plaza. Oko Utom, you're welcome. And the last but not the least, Chief and Comrade Mike Ogungbemi, the automobile unit chairman. Please, you're welcome. And then there's a lot of dignitaries, functionaries in our different units. I'm talking about treasurers, secretaries, and what have you. You are all welcome in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And other ordinary members, you are also welcome.
The privilege and opportunity that you have given us, taking out your time. We know that time is money. And we know that for every 5 minutes you stay in your respective shops, that something is happening. And again, I reiterate my apologies for the shortcomings of last week. But they said anything that if you spoil something and you repair it and repair it well, it will now look as if you need to be spoiling things from time to time. But the crowd and the smiles that I'm seeing on the faces of the people, I was wondering what was it? What would it have been on Tuesday last week? But on Tuesday, but I am glad this thing is happening today. It is like a burden that is being lifted, because for us as law faculty students, we have come to share our thoughts, what it is that we know about VAT, value added tax. But as I said, we are law students. We want to come and share our knowledge of the tax, VAT, and how it applies to small businesses. Maybe at the end of the day, I used to be a banker. Maybe my final year graduation will be on taxation. The essence of it is because when I finally retire, I plan to be a tax consultant so that I can be making money from taxation, because that is an area in Nigeria that is on, but it will continue to grow from stage to stage. So as law faculty students, we have come to share our thoughts and knowledge and understanding of tax, VAT, value added tax, and the businesses. We know you have your businesses in various segments, whether it is tires, like I saw the tax plaza, whether it is automobile, like this Oga has been introduced as the chief of the automobile, and so on. We are happy to come and share our thoughts and knowledge. And also, we also want to know what it is that you already know about tax and the VAT and how you understand it. Maybe if we start by you telling us what it is that you know, the experts are here, then they will now add to what it is that we know and what it is that you know. So that at the end of the day, the purpose is that when we all are living here, we would have a better knowledge and understanding of what the VAT is all about and how it applies to your various businesses. That is in a sense why we are here. But you understand to be the VAT, that is the value added tax, ordinarily. So is there anybody who would want to say anything?
My own knowledge is that I believe that tax is a give and take. When you give government an area of a facility so that whenever they want to build or do road or do many other things, then you paying that tax will be happy that government are using it for good facilities.
Understanding about tax is maybe there's a way you offer contract. In that contract, either in the company, in the government, wherever, as a percentage that you pay the government. That's 7.5%, which formally we are paying 5%. So in that 7.5%, that is where I know that the government will use to also develop or bring infrastructure for the masses, for us to benefit with that 7.5%. So that is the one idea.
Like my name is Charles Nkata. Is it Charles Nkata Enterprises? Is it registered? Or Charles Nkata Nigeria Limited? Is it registered? Or we're just doing it as, in which case it's a sole proprietorship, or it is a trading name, or it's just a name that we're using to do our business? How many of us do we have registered businesses? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please, okay. Just raise your hand if your businesses are registered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. For me, why I'm asking the question is, when we were in the bank, when we were trying to do SMEs, part of the problem that we had, because we could be giving loans to small businesses, part of the problem that we had was that a lot of people their businesses were not registered. And if you want to give small and medium enterprise loan, your business must be registered. So if you're the same thing with VAT, if you want to pay VAT, they will confirm when they will start talking. If you want to formalize your business, it is important that you get your businesses registered. It is important that you get VAT registered, and there will be benefits, as they will be explaining. You will know the benefits of the being VAT registered, because the essence of it is for whatever goods and services, either you render services or you sell goods, spare parts, whatever it is that you sell, it is the person who is buying from you that pays that tax. It is the person that you collect the person from. It's not that you will be the person that will pay the tax, but the person who is buying services from you or goods, spare parts from you. That is the person who will pay that 7.5% on the value of the service that you have rendered or the value of the goods that you have sold. For instance, if your good is 10,000 naira and you are selling the 10,000 naira, or the person is paying you 10,000 naira, you're paying 10,000 for the services you have rendered, the person should pay additionally 7.5% of it. So what you're doing, if you are VAT registered, is to collect from the listing. In which case, if you're VAT registered, your duty as a good citizen, and for the expectation that a lot of you have, will be to, at the end of intermittently, you remit the tax, the VAT that you have collected. They will give us the details. But generally, it is clear to me that there is reasonable understanding of what it is. But at this point in time, I will now call on the FIRS to talk to us about the VAT and how it operates and how it affects your business. Rata?
Progress! Progress!
Once again, my name is Lucy Njoko from FIRS. Actually, there's a department that ought to have come to give you sensitization, talk, education on taxes, VAT inclusive. It was just this morning that we were called upon to come and escort Oga to Mechanic Village, Abo Mechanic Village, to have this sensitization. Good thing, most of you knows something about VAT, tax, and laws. How it affects VAT. From what most of you have said, I'm understanding you as saying it as the VAT is on you. that the VAT payment is on you. It's not directly on you. It's on you in the way that you are the one consuming it. As you do your work, the VAT is all about what you are being charged. You have to impute it in what you are giving out. What you are being charged as your input. What you buy, the services you render. When you buy whatever you bought, you have to buy your materials that you work with, your tools, your spare parts and stuff like that. You are expected to sell it out. You are not the one consuming it. So the burden is not on you as the seller, the dealer. The burden is on the consumer. That's why VAT is said is a consumption tax. The last burden is on the person consuming it, not you, the dealer. So if you can understand it that way, then you can be able to assimilate it and get it within yourself that you are not the one bearing the burden. It's actually the consumer out there, which is still me and you out there in the other way around. So, like I said, all of us in some way or the other, like you said, if you're registered as a business name, enterprise, and co, association, or something like that, you are now an agent of VAT. You are the one, in a way, you are the one collecting and remitting. So most of us always see this VAT thing as our own money. It's when you see it as your own money, that's when you feel that you are being made to pay what is yours. In the first place, it's not your money. The VAT in whatever goods and services you buy and sell. As long as you bought and you're selling it, the VAT is not for you. It's actually on the consumer. The final person you're rendering that service to, the final person you're selling that item to. So you're expected to, since you were charged VAT while you were purchasing a product, you're expected to include the VAT element of it while you're selling it, so that it won't be on you, but on the consumer. Before now, yes, one of you rightly said, before now, there were the tax rate was 5%. But with the incoming of the Finance Act, it's now 7.5% on whatever vatable goods you purchase for sale, whatever vatable service you render. So, as a registered entity, as in your business name, your company name, limited liability, or enterprise, you're expected to register for VAT with the Federal Inland Revenue Service. It's the federal government that collects VAT. It's not payable to the state. State in the sense that FCTIRS, they're the ones that collect personal income tax, payee, and I think there's two things they collect. So there are two aspects of it. It's either you are making your personal income tax payment or payee, as the case may be, to the state as an individual name, enterprise. Your taxes go to the state. Other taxes, for VAT, goes to the federal government. That's Federal Inland Revenue Service. Tax office. I know most of you find it difficult to come to the tax office, maybe because you feel that you come there and they'll give you all the bills and all that. But if your company is not within the range to pay tax, to pay VAT, nobody makes you to pay tax or VAT from the tax office. When you employ the services of an auditor, tax representative, they give you their own charges. That money you pay to them doesn't go to FIRS. When you pay for their services they render to you, which is what you and them can discuss and agree. So I know most of you find it difficult to come to the tax office. The Finance Act has made it a lot easier on most of your businesses, which are seen as more like the unstructured businesses, you know, as in informal sector. It has made it a lot easier on you, in the sense that it has to do with your threshold before you can come to the tax office. That notwithstanding, even if your threshold doesn't meet up to the Finance Act threshold, it doesn't mean you cannot come to the tax office to get your tax clearance. You can still get there to get your tax clearance, either at a reduced price, liability, or none at all. How do I mean? If your turnover, your income in a year is not up to 25 million to start with, your total income from January to December in a year is not up to 25 million, you're not expected to file, you're not expected to pay VAT. It doesn't mean you're not expected to register your business for VAT. You never know when you can hit 25 million and above. Your threshold is not, your turnover or income in a year is not up to 25 million, you're not expected to pay company income tax. That's for the limited liability companies. So you can always get to the tax office with your company's account, audited account, by your auditor or tax representative, and get your tax clearance for your businesses. Like I said, FIRS and FCTRS, or State Internal Revenue Services, are quite different in the sense that they collect different taxes. State, or here in Abuja, the FCT, takes more of their taxes they collect, assesses, payee for those in employment, as in either government employment, even private employment, but with up to 5, minimum of 5 staff and above. That's the payee aspect of it that goes to FCTRS and the states, or your individual companies pay to the state as per your personal income tax, or that's tax for that your company, the name of that your company. But FIRS collects more of the VATs on FIRS. The company income tax is collected by FIRS. Capital gains tax is collected by FIRS. Stamp duty. Let me not go too much into that one. It's what's the tax paid on your documents, agreements, and stuff like that, contracts and stuff like that, agreements majorly. Still collected by FIRS for now.
I now collect 2,000 naira, they remove 200 or 100 naira. I want to also pay it through the same channel, POS, the same bank or whatever. They now push the 2,000 to you again. They withdraw 1,000. The same point and the same bank. Understand? And so it gives us problems on that.
If I understand you people well, sorry, let me start with you. So, if I understand you well, that charge is not for government. It's between your bank and the POS agent.
Because that agent is a business person.
Yes.
But is there no any unit of the government that checks all these reckless charges?
That would be CBN.
Please, they will even send the message. They will tag federal government taxation and this. Those of us who
If you have such message, let's see please. And let me speak with you.
Good morning, everyone. Please, with your permission, I want to address you while seated. I'm not too strong.
Okay.
With your permission, please.
No, please do.
Nata.
Progress.
Thank you. Yeah. Now, the value-added tax, just like he said, is not borne by you. What you are expected to do is, if you sell these chairs, you want to sell it for 100 naira. The VAT law says at 7.5% to your 100 naira. That 100 naira is yours. Add 7 naira 50 kobo to it and charge the customer 107 naira 50 kobo. But be the agent of collection of the tax office by holding that 7 naira 50 kobo. Hold your 100 naira. At the end of the month, 21st of, for instance now, if you are submitting your VAT returns for, we are in April now, if you are submitting returns for March, you have till 21st of April. That's 3 weeks after the expiration of the month to file your VAT returns. So that is it. So it is not borne by you. Now again, on the same chair you sell, you must have bought it from somebody. Maybe you bought it 80 naira. That 80 naira in your invoice, in the invoice that producer gave you, maybe there is value added tax too. That value added tax you suffered, you can reclaim it back. Because you bought it 80 naira and there was value added tax on that 80 naira. And you are selling it for 100 naira now. And you have added 7 naira. So let's assume, just let me not go into the calculation. Let's assume in the order, when you bought it, you suffered value added tax of 5 naira. 5 naira. Let's say you suffered 5 naira and you have the invoice. And you sold the chair and charge value added tax of 7 naira 50 kobo. What you only pay to the tax office is 2 naira 50 kobo. The difference between the 5 naira you were charged and the 7 naira you collected from your customer. That is called input and output VAT. Input is what you suffered. Output is what you are charging. So you pay the difference. But you have to keep those invoices. The invoice that you bought, and you know, we have the forms in the office, the tax office. You can pick as many as you like. If you go to the tax office and you fill the forms, you see how you fill the forms. It's self-explanatory. So you feel how much you bought the chair, how much you sold the chair, how much VAT were you charged, how much VAT you charge, what is the difference? You will show that 2 naira 50 kobo. You will pay that 2 naira 50 kobo. It's not that on that 100 naira you will just pay that 7 naira 50 kobo. You get me? Secondly, on the value added tax again, let me just make one statement here. Federal Inland Revenue Service collects value added tax on behalf of federal government, on behalf of the federation. This federation is made up of 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and local governments. And you will be surprised, from this value added tax, the share of the money collected by Federal Inland Revenue Service, only 15% goes to federal government. 50% at the end of the month, when they are doing federation account, 50% will go to state governments. It's state government that will share that 50%. Federal government will only hold 15%. Local government will be given 35% nationwide. They will share that VAT. That is the sharing formula for value-added tax. But you see, it's the federal government that is collecting the VAT. And the people that are paying the value-added tax always hold federal government responsible for the implementation of all those things. But meanwhile, even the state government and the local government are supposed to be held responsible for these things too. Just like the way we pay money into our bank account, we have what we call tax identification number, TIN. You can go to the nearest FRS office and get your TIN, apply for your TIN. It's completely free. Get your tax identification number. So when you are making your payments, if your turnover threshold is above 25 million, go to the bank. Don't even give it to any tax officer. No, tax offices don't collect cash. Go to the bank, show them your TIN number and your company name, make your payments there. Take it to the tax office as evidence of payment. Done. With this, if there is any question maybe that we have not, if there is any area that we have not touched, maybe you can.
Yes.
I made to understand about the VAT. Because when I do business with some offices, we used to deduct it out of the total amount of quotation. But there's another tax that they are reducing out of my own personal money that I'm supposed to collect from them. They call it withholding tax. What is the meaning of that?
You know, not only in Nigeria, in many countries. In fact, the definition of taxation is even compulsion. It's a compulsory payment of tax. Compulsory. Now, governments have noticed that people don't want to willingly pay taxes. Withholding tax is not a tax in itself. It's an advance payment of tax. Now, if they are deducting withholding tax from you, make sure they use your TIN number to remit that withholding tax there. Because when you are filing your tax returns, because that one is just like your credit in the tax office. When you file your tax returns, if for instance now they deducted 100,000 from your payments as withholding tax, 100,000, they are supposed to remit it to using your TIN number. FRS, we have a platform that shows us all those things. When you file your returns, we use the same TIN. We look at those transactions, that 100,000. If, for instance, your company income tax is 90,000, we take that 90,000 from that 100,000. You don't have to pay again. So it's an advance payment of tax. It's not a tax on itself.
We believe that sometime, someday, these things will be put into use so that the voice of the common man, again, I re-emphasize, our program is social justice and public interest law and litigation. It's not going to get to the point of litigation, but we believe that having heard your voice and having taken it, when we communicate it to the university, it is going to be important one day. And I also hear what you have said about infrastructure development, that you develop this place. Yes. After some time, they will relocate you. Sure. And push then they push.
We just move. One day you come, you see us scattered.
That is also noted. That is also noted, and we will ensure that this message also goes to AMAC, yes, the local government, because they are the people who are responsible for this kind of environment. So we will ensure that this message goes to the chairman of the local government, because after all they take 35% share of the VAT that is collected on monthly basis. So they should, when they are taking decisions, take the interest of this category of businesses and professionals into consideration. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate your time, and what you have done to us today, we believe at sometime we will come back. But I would like one of my colleagues or any of the ladies to make a comment, because I've been talking. Yes, I would like him, at least let it not be that it's only me that's been talking. So, good day, gentlemen. NAFTA. Progress. Knowledge is power.
I thank you very much for the opportunity you gave us to hear from you. It's not easy for you to create time in your daily schedule, the work that you are doing, because most of you, the job you are involved in is physical. If you are not there, you prefer to sit down and wash your money. So I want to thank you and appreciate you, because if you didn't come here, you will not have the opportunity, or the platform will not be created for you to air your opinion, to say what is really hurting you. So I appreciate the opportunity, I appreciate the welcome, as people welcomed us. Your chairman, we have been in communication for a while and he has shown us love. He has appreciated us. We want to thank you very much. And for the kind of chairman you have, I also appreciate him. He's doing a good job. I also want to appreciate the Federal Inland Revenue Service for creating our time to be with us today. It is good that you came to sensitize us here today, because they are not the only people that learned, we have also learned. We appreciate the effort, we appreciate the opportunity. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nata.
Progress.